We
Yeah.
can.
How's the mic? Is it okay? This one? This is a different mic.
Yeah.
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 Is it better than the other one?
Yeah. It
A
seems
bit,
like it
a
is. Yeah.
bit
Right
better.
now. Yes. Seems like it. Yeah.
Seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Yeah. You know, this is what Krishna Consciousness is supposed to be: is this ecstatic happiness chanting. It's that simple. Yeah. Amazing. This is the fruit of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. You know, Lord Chaitanya said, those who chant uh, continuously the Hare Krishna mantra develop the fruit of ecstatic devotion. So this is the highest thing. It's unbelievable. People can't understand that. It's unbelievable. They don't understand. That's the whole point of Krishna conscious movement. They don't know why Lord Chaitanya came here. They think it was just for a bunch of rules. It's for exactly what people see here. You know what? I'm going to have to take somebody down because I have to keep the camera so far away I can't even see, and my head just looks like it's just one big head. So who wants to go down? Draw straws. Yeah. Let's see. Lalita, you go down. Okay. There you go. Yeah. It's so amazing. So, okay. All right. So, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila return. The Lord's return to Jagannath Puri.
Maharaj, what chapter is that?
Oh, this is chapter 10 of Majjhikanda. Look at verse number 3, and we'll continue on. I read some of this already, but let's do it. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed for South India, King Prataparudra called for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to his palace. When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya met the king offered him a seat with all respects. And inquired about news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The king said to the Bhattacharya, I have heard that a great personality has come from Bengal and is staying at your home. I have also heard that he is very, very merciful. I have also heard that this great personality has shown you great favor. At any rate, this is what I hear from many different people. Now, being merciful upon me, you should do me the favor of arranging.
Is Maharaj frozen?
Uh-oh. Okay, I think we're back. Are we okay? Sound in a minute?
Maharaj, it's okay, but sometimes the words are a bit muffled. Slightly.
Okay.
If I really listen, I can hear. Maybe put my head.
Darn it. How's it now? Be better?
It's better. It's better. Yeah.
Okay, mute your mics, please.
Sorry.
I've also heard that this great personality has shown you great favor. At any rate, this is what I hear. Now be merciful upon me. You should do me the favor of arranging an interview. The Bhattacharya replied, all that you've heard is true. But as far as an interview is concerned, it is very difficult to do. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is in the renounced order of life and is very much detached from worldly affairs. He stays in solitary places, and even in dreams he does not interview with me. Still, I would have tried. Still, I would have tried. Oh, sound is not very good now. Is the sound bad again?
Sometimes
Sound
the
bad?
words are falling away at the end of the sentence, and then you get out of the experience.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's a bump.
it's a pity. I see if I can find my ears, if that makes it better.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Sound is not. How about you guys out there? You're listening. Because maybe it's just not going to work with all these people. How is the sound for people watching this thing? Is it okay, or is it falling away also? So give me some input. You got 13 people.
Freddie said
Sound
that,
still there. Yeah.
Freddie said on
Okay.
Facebook it's okay. I'll
All right.
go off.
So everybody go off. Everybody go off, and then let's see if it gets any better. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to see if it's any better now. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So see if it's any better. And we'll just keep trying different. I have a couple different microphones to try, so we'll get it right, hopefully. Krishna, Krishna, Ram, not better. All right, so everybody stay on. I may have to go on and off here, refresh this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All right, so let's see. Give me a report. See if it's working or not working. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, let's see. Okay. This sounds. Oh, okay. All right. Let me take this. All right. Scratchy.
Next quote. Saints of your caliber are themselves.
Okay, it's scratchy because it's scratchy. Okay. All right. The king asked, why has he left Jagannath Puri? Great saints go to holy places of pilgrimage in order to purify them. For that reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is visiting many holy tirthas and delivering many conditioned souls. Saints of your caliber are places of pilgrimage, are themselves places of pilgrimage. Because of their purity, they are constant companions of the Lord. Therefore, they can purify even places of pilgrimage. Saints of your caliber are themselves places of pilgrimage. You know that? Yeah, you know, places of pilgrimage, because the bodies of devotees is, you know, the self-realization is just to realize the Lord dwells in your body. You know, that this is a holy temple. You know, the God lives here. You know, and so that just like, you know, when people worship people in a temple is to call the Lord to manifest. You know, and the same thing. So the devotees, they don't need external temples anymore. They just call the Lord and He manifests in their bodies. Okay? So that's devotional service. Great, thanks, Junkie. Yeah. Yeah, people, because they don't, the Lord hasn't manifested in their temples, in their bodies, temple of their bodies. People get polluted, you know, and that's why they have, see, the Maya lives inside them and makes them do horrible things sometimes. Like we're living in a very bad time because people's temples, their bodies are polluted. And so the demoniac energies are manifesting in their temples. See, in these bodies, and it's causing them to do terrible things. You know, and then many of them are leaders. See, they're in the leadership positions, and they're in charge. So you know, it's pretty weird. So anyway, a Vaishnava travels to places of pilgrimage to purify them and to reclaim fallen conditioned souls. This is one of the duties of a Vaishnava. Actually, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is not a living entity, but is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Consequently, he is the fully independent controller. Yet, in his position as a devotee, he carries out the activities of a devotee. Upon hearing this, King Patapuja replied, why did you allow him to leave? Why didn't you fall at his lotus feet and keep him here? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself and is completely independent. Being Lord Krishna himself, he is not dependent on anyone. Okay? Still, I endeavored very hard to keep him here. But because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is completely independent. And I was not successful. The king said, Bhattacharya, you are the most learned and experienced person I know. Therefore, when you address Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu as Lord Krishna, I accept this as the truth. When Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu returns, I wish to see him just once in order to make my eyes perfect. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, His Holiness Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu will return very soon. I wish to have a nice place ready for him, a place solitary and peaceful. Lord Chaitanya's residence should be very secluded and also near the temple of Jagannath. Please consider this proposal and give me a nice place for him. The king replied, Kashi Mishra's house is exactly what you require. It is near the temple and is very secluded and quiet. After saying this, the king became very anxious for the Lord to return. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then went to Kashi Mishra's house to convey the king's desire. When Kashi Mishra heard the proposal, he said, I am very fortunate that Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord of all Prabhus, will stay at my house. Thus all the residents of Jagannath Puri, which is also known as Purushottam, became anxious to meet Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu again. When the residents of Jagannath Puri became extremely anxious to meet the Lord again, he returned from South India. Hearing the Lord's return, everyone became very happy, and they all went to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and spoke to him as follows. Please arrange our meeting with Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. It is only by your mercy that we can attain the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. The Bhattacharya replied to the people, Tomorrow the Lord will be at the house of Kashi Mishra. I shall arrange for you all to meet him. You know, some devotees here, sometimes they say, God, you say the same things over and over again. But you know, the verses are saying the same things over and over again. You know, that's how important it is to meet the devotees, because it all depends on that. If you don't meet the real devotees, you don't meet the real Lord, not the transcendental one. You meet whatever the devotee brings to you. You know, so these verses over and over again are talking. Like for example, yeah, I'm just going to go over it because you know this is the teaching of these verses. Yeah, I mean obviously the repetition is important because the devotees are. I'll point it out actually. Very interesting. The king said, Bhattacharya. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start from we're almost at the beginning. I'll just point out all these things that are repeating the same thing in different ways or different angles. King says. So great saints go to holy places of pilgrimage in order to purify them. For that reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is visiting many holy tirthas and delivering many conditioned souls. See how important it is. You got to meet the devotees to be delivered. Otherwise, you know, even in holy places, the devotees aren't really delivered till they meet the real devotees, the living devotees that are circulating around there. The devotees that say you saying the same thing. Yeah. See? So that's how important it is to meet the devotees. Even Jesus said, you know, all things that people are doing, the pious deeds they do, the fastings and the study of the scriptures is all to meet the living devotee who carries that living force, that living transcendental potency. That's what delivers us, is that transcendental life. Otherwise, we have the life of the modes in us, and we're living a mundane, materialistic life. The modes are moving us and forcing us to act in this world. Okay? We need contact with the spiritual potency. I mean, I see it. Like, I see people, you know, the very intelligent people, sincere people, sincere philosophers, you know, they're really, you know, intelligent but on the level of material wisdom of the wisdom of the world, and they need this potency because it's different than everything. It delivers them. It'll deliver them. Yeah, yeah. See, it's so important to get this delivery system. You know, like they say, even in the vaccine, it's a delivery system for something. You know, what they want to deliver into your body to make it activate. If you look at it spiritually, this is like a delivery system. It's a transcendental injection of real life into the living entity, so that people, you know, it gets into you, awakens in you. Otherwise, there's no real life in this world. And the only way you really know is when you get real life. This is why the devotees, the Vaishnavas in these different groups, they don't know what real life is. Even into Gaudiya Samiti, they don't know what real life is. They really don't. I mean, I know. I was there. I was in ISKCON. I was in all of these groups. This is how rare this life is. This is a very rare incarnation to give this life. People may get little glimpses, but to get a real strong injection, you need to meet the devotee and be delivered. See, saints of your caliber are themselves places of pilgrimage. See, places, remember, you know how I always talk about how the body is the temple of the Lord? The Lord lives in the body. And this is, you realize this. You realize that, you know, we're here just to call the Lord, so the Lord manifests and radiates his darshan to the world. Yeah, otherwise people don't get it. Radiates his real knowledge to the world. Otherwise people have mundane knowledge or philosophical speculations, even up in religion and Vaishnava religion. I've seen this over and over again, you know. Yeah, and people need the injection of real sat, real chit knowledge into the world. They have to have this. This will purify them of everything, even the Mayavadi conception. See? So the devotees, they carry the true, deep, conclusive conception, Bhagavan level of conception, the true conception of the Bhagavan feature. That's the true Godhead, the complete Godhead, the complete Lord, you know, Radha and Krishna, the energy, the love, the power, which that's the power is the love of Krishna, reveals the real Krishna, the real complete conception of Krishna. Without true love, see, without this true love of Krishna, you don't understand the complete Godhead. You're just speculating. You think it's this way and that way, you know, and then you make up stories and fantasies. We even in our group, we have people still making up stories and fantasies, some devotees. Thank God that we have some that are devotees are conclusive that can help them. You know, So if people are making up stories still and fantasies, because they're still working on being conclusive in our Sangha, where ecstatic devotion is it surprising that in Bhaktisiddhanta and Prabhupada's Sangha, people were not going to be making up more stories? I mean, here we have ecstatic devotion in many devotees, and still there's fantasies going on here. See? But, you know, so it's not surprising in Bhaktisiddhanta's group, you know, 99% of the people were making up stories of what they thought Krishna was. And that's what we got here. That's why it's not moving very fast in religion. They were making up stories of Radha and Krishna in the Gaudiya Samiti and the Radhakund Babajis. That's what I saw. They weren't really experiencing this true love of Krishna, this pure love of Krishna. Many will admit that they don't have it, but they don't know how important it is, because it reveals the true Krishna. You know, if a real devotee is out there, that's why we're making them. They say, yeah, what you're saying is right, because you know. That's why we had to create our own sadhus by converting people into becoming purified. And look what the purification you had to get to understand what I'm talking about. That's deep stuff. Even Jesus, when he was here, you know, even John the Baptist was the only one who could recognize him. That's why John the Baptist had to come, because people couldn't understand the consciousness of Jesus Christ. He had to tell his disciples, now you go and associate with him and get purified. See, and they did, and after 3 years, then they were able to commune with that spiritual Lord. This is not a cheap thing. This is a very deep experience. This transforms you forever. This permanent enjoyment of relationship, intimate relationship with that God of gods. Yeah. That's why many devotees usually go unrecognized in their whole lives, because it's such a deep state of consciousness. To get 5 people here to recognize what's really going on is a miracle, actually. Yeah. See, saints of your caliber themselves are places of pilgrimage because of their purity. You see, this is the thing. This is why it's so intense. That's why, like John Andre says, I feel my false ego. Even on a level, he's kind of a Brahmin level consciousness, you know, oneness thing, you know. And he says, yeah, I feel the false ego still burning up. See, this is very good. See, it shows you the level of purification you can get in this Sangha. See, because that kind of purity is residing in the body of a purified devotee who's been burnt to a crisp, basically, you know, by the Lord's mercy. You know, this is to hold the Lord, to carry the Lord in your heart is no cheap thing. It's you know, it's a product of purification. That's why it's not enough to be saintly person and even have thousands of people. Oh, Guru Dev, deliver me! Oh, he's got so many followers, you know, and everybody says he's exalted, pure devotee, and all that. But nobody knows. The person begins to think they're exalted, and they're really not, and their followers puff them up. I've seen so much of that. Only a devotee that the Lord is actually residing inside doesn't get puffed up, because, you know, he's only puffed up by the spiritual potency. He's only propped up by the real Lord himself. The false ego can't do anything for him anymore. It's not, he doesn't identify. Only with the spiritual potency. And that's the whole point of having a guru in the world, is so you can identify the spiritual potency. It is very subtle. It's beyond all the material coverings, my friends. It's beyond the false ego of name and fame and competition, yeah, and envies and jealousies. This is a subtle, that's the snake obstacle. It imitates the real bhakti creeper. Even in this Brahman oneness thing, there's some envy. There could be some envy there. Competition there. Some aversion to the true form of the Lord. It's not perfect yet. It's not complete understanding. Even the 4 Kamaras who were liberated souls, they needed to meet a real Vaishnava. See, they met that in the form of Tulsi. See, and by smelling the Tulsi leaves, see, emanating basically Tulsi was emanating her relationship with the Lord. The smell of the Tulsi leaves are the fragrance of the relationship of a devotee with the true Lord. It's a fragrance there. No, it's unlike anything in this world. Devotees you have to contact that fragrance through the preaching of the devotees. There's a fragrance of the true Lord, the genuine Lord, the transcendental Lord, not this speculation stuff. It's contamination. Okay? A Vaishnava travels. So a Vaishnava travels to places of pilgrimage to purify them and reclaim fallen conditioned souls. This is one of the duties of a Vaishnava. Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not a living entity, but the Supreme Personality of God in himself. And can you see? The Supreme Personality, the Lord Chaitanya was not just a living entity, but the devotee, the Lord says, hey man, I live in that living entity. That living entity is hollowed out. See, purified. I live there in their heart, man. I act through them and only through them. Oh yeah, I'm the supreme independent Lord, but I'm dependent on my devotee to deliver the world. I'm dependent on that devotee, that flute, not just anyone, not a Narayan Raj. If he's not delivering, you don't get delivered. That's why people are still, still trying to attain Krishna. You come here, you attain Krishna very easily. You just go through the purification. The Lord just hollows you out really quickly, and the Lord lives in your heart just like he does in a real guru, a real spiritual master, genuine, the real diamond, man. Proof is in the pudding. Where's the delivery, man? That's why, the standard was here. Oh, Sarvabhauma, oh, you're delivering so many living entities. Therefore, that's proof. Balabhabata said, oh, proof, you're delivering so many living entities. They're getting ecstatic love of Krishna. That's proof you're empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hey, where's the proof? So that's the it's no small thing for the devotee to carry the Lord in the heart. That means that devotee's been purified. Proof that kind of purification is going on here. Oh, that's why you really want to meet God. It's a one-way. You come here seriously. It's one-way trip. You ain't coming back to this material world. Proof is already people, they know they ain't coming back. They don't want to come back. Why would you want to come back to this? Look at what's going on now. You could be born in a kind of a situation like this. A big dystopian future is ready to manifest for a while. Good question. How do you get purified? All you do is come into this. See, this is a fire here. All you do is come into this fire. It burns up your karma that would take many lifetimes to get rid of. That's if you even get rid of it. And that's how you get purified. You come here, you make friends with the devotees, you listen to these classes regularly, you chant with us, you become part of the group, the devotee group here. This becomes your family. I mean, it should be natural. I mean, no artificial thing. You just come and interact with the devotees. That's how you get purified. Talk to them. You have some problems or anything with your life, can talk with them. Help. They'll get some counseling. You're getting purified. That's what Jesus did with his. He talked to them and spoke to them about the scriptures and what he realized. They prayed together. They went out and served. He did some service. That's how you get purified. With a particular group. You want to go slow purification? Go to ISKCON. That'll take you many lifetimes. Or more lifetimes. Or Gaudiya Smriti, go there. You know, they're going to do lots of rituals and lots of external things and lots of etiquettes. The heart's not really getting cleansed. Only pure bhakti cleanses it. You need at least one devotee whose heart is cleansed with ecstasy. We got quite a few now, very advancing very fast into the pure devotional stage. So that's how you get purified. That's not going on. I've been in all of those groups. This kind of purification here is not going on in ISKCON, not going on in Gaudiya Smriti, not going on amongst the Radhakund Babajis. It's all superficial rules, rituals, ceremonies. Still, they can go and label it Raganuga, but it's not. There's Raganuga without the Raganuga, without the rasa. Still, because you got to go through this purification. I already had it from another life, obviously, because as soon as I got Prabhupada's books and even the Bible, I was lifted into the ecstatic stage just by that contact. Okay? But that's why they have to be sent. Even to unearth the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhakti Vinod had to be sent here. He was already spiritually advanced. All he needed was contact with Chaitanya Leela and devotees, and all of it all came back. Even before initiation, he wrote 100 Vaishnava books. See, these beings, this stuff is so deep. To find an associate of Lord Caitanya is so rare. Much less, associate of Lord Caitanya, very rare. So Raga Nuga. So basically, I don't know the technical thing, but raga means rasa, means taste. See? So if you got raga and spiritual taste, that means you have a relationship with the transcendental Lord. See? So the Nuga part, I have to, look into the definition. Somebody could look it up and then we can explain it. I don't always know all the technical things like the definitions, but just show me the definition of the Nuga part and I'll explain it because the Lord helps me. See? But raga is spiritual rasa, see, and that only can be communicated by a devotee that's elevated to transcendental mellows, exchanges with the transcendental Lord. That's the deepest understanding of God that you can get, because you can only understand God through relationship, through transcendental relationship, through these exchanges. You got to be married to God forever. This thing. That's why the Lord doesn't appear. Well, he may give you a glimpse and all that, but when he really appears, it's a permanent thing, permanent enjoyment of this relationship, which is transcendental. It's wonderful. Jitty is a very nice friend. River, me. Yeah, great. So good questions there. Good. Thank you for asking. Okay. So, consequently, he's fully independent controller, yet he is in his position of devotee, he carries out the activities of devotees. Okay? The activities of devotees is to deliver the world. That's it. To communicate this relationship to others so that they can get out of illusion. Otherwise, there's no real way, no practical way. Yeah, practice. This is the practice. Come regularly to sadhu sangha, just like all the devotees. When they got sadhu sangha, the Goswamis, which is what you're getting here, and Nartam and his disciples, they would get together regularly, daily, and they would talk about Krishna. They would chant together like this. So that's, if you could just do that. See, and what else can you do? Chant the holy name even on your own when you're not here with the people. Spend some time chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Go on Sankirtan. See, like Christina, she welcomes, she loves it, she wants it. She didn't care about coming back and doing this stuff again, hopefully. So upon hearing this, the king replied, "Why did you allow him to leave?" Oh, no. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, wait, okay. So Lord Krishna, so the personality of Godhead himself is completely independent. Being Lord Krishna himself, he is not dependent on anyone. See, so yet there's another level to this. He's not dependent on anyone, but he voluntarily is dependent on his devotees. That's why the Lord sends his devotees first, and they call him, and then he comes. He's dependent on his devotees. See, then he comes either physically, either came like Lord Caitanya, or he comes internally by appearing in the heart of the devotee. And then he appears in other people's hearts when it's the Lord delivers his devotees through his devotees. Those who need help, they need a big brother, a spiritual big brother or big sister. That's why you become like your guru. You also engage in worshiping the Lord in intimacy and ecstasy. They're just the role model to help you along with that. So the king said, "Bhattacharya, you are the most learned and experienced person I know. Therefore, when you address Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Lord Krishna, I accept this as a truth." See, again, you need to go to the devotee to understand who Lord Krishna is, genuinely, without the speculation. See? Sarvabhauma, you're the most learned and experienced person. What? Spiritually experienced. Most learned because of bhakti, because of devotion. It's given him a special kind of intelligence. And experience is he's experiencing this relationship with the Lord. It's true, it's real, it's genuine. See? Real knowledge comes from that. Oh, you're the most learned, and that's it. When you're ready to be delivered, you meet, and this is how you can. People are looking for where's the real guru? Where's the guru that's real Sadguru? Not the Sadguru in name only. Not that kind of Sadguru out there riding his motorcycle, saving the soil, which he doesn't. There, actually, I'm engaged in saving the soil. That's external. That's the shadow, saving the soil. That's what he's doing, saving the soil. That's important to him. But I'm also engaged in the antithesis of that, saving the soil, saving the world, saving worldly people. You're like soil in the world. You identify with soil. You identify with the earth. You're earthly minded. People, not you guys here listening, but many people, most people are earthly minded. They need their soil that needs to be saved. See, in this way, not in the Sadguru. He just really literally wants to save soil, and just keep it, preserve the soil. I don't want to preserve it. I want to light it up, man. I want to separate the soul from that soil. See, this alchemy here. Transformation of the consciousness of, whoa, I'm not this soil, I'm not this earth, I'm not this body, I'm not this material emotions. My wealth disappeared. You're not that. No, you're the other part. Oh, where is Krishna? He's disappeared. Where did you go? Where did you go? I had him for a moment. It was so wonderful. Then he's gone. You're that. Those emotions, spiritual. Not, see, because Krishna is in the form of gold and family, friends, beautiful woman, beautiful man. You get attached, man, and you get all these mundane, you become weak. In the eyes of a devotee, you think, oh, my wife is gone. You look at that when you're enlightened and realize and you love the real God, the eternal God. You look at this, hey, come on, wake up, you sappy person. You're attached to something mundane, man. That person left you. Well, they're never with you anyway. You never met their soul. Their soul is devoted to the Lord, man. You're both an illusion and you're, both drowning in Maya. You need to get perspective. See, so it's an alchemy. I didn't see this kind of alchemy going on anywhere. People, they make it like in the Narayan Raj group. They've made it as far as identifying with the false ego still. They couldn't get beyond it. The pride in their big sticks. I was watching them going on the stage and Narayan Raj preaching, you know, like, oh, these are Prabhupada disciples. You are over there sitting on the, you know, you're just, see, teaching you the etiquettes. But see, the etiquette isn't perfect. The etiquette still has pride there. It's still material. It's still external bhakti. He's teaching external bhakti still in the name, or Raganuga in name only. See, purebhakti.com in name only, but not with the experience, not with the true knowledge of it, of a person engaged in intimate affairs with Radha and Krishna. And not like that. We actually have a member who comes occasionally, probably not as much as he should. His daughter is called Maya also. Probably his biggest challenge, too. See, the thing is, you got to get, see, there's a lot of people, they go to Christianity, even here. But I've been there, done that. They'll find eventually it's not as strong as what's going on here. It's not as clear. It's not as powerful as this, because Lord Caitanya is the latest incarnation. He's the latest thing. He was only here 550 years ago. He's the avatar for this whole age. For the whole age of Kali. He's the main avatar. Very powerful. All you need is one devotee, man. One real associate of Lord Caitanya. One who's gotten Lord Caitanya's mercy, man. And look how many already are being delivered. Look how, you know, we're getting a big increase even in our listeners. This is a good sign, because just by hearing, this seed of bhakti is sown in the hearts of people, and it may sprout. In some, it will sprout. 10-fold, 20-fold, 30-fold. In this, you know. So we're just here to sow the seeds. Yeah. Well, there's more knowledge here, and usually more ecstasy also. So it's an upgrade, man. See, not everybody can handle the purity of this Sangha. They still envy, jealousy, and all that. Sometimes they go back down into Christianity. Quite a few doing that. You know, they go back and they go back into Christianity because they can't handle the purification going on here. Well, you know, this. Yeah, it's true. It may sound the same, but different. These revelations are always from, you know, new angles of vision. Yeah. See, therefore, when you address Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Lord Krishna, I accept this as the truth. You need to develop faith in a representative. That means you have to, you know, that's like we're working on not only, you know, already people accept Lord Caitanya in truth, but not completely. We're here to finish the work. We're here to finish the work for the Vaidhi Bhaktas. We're here to finish the work for Prabhupada disciple. You believe in Lord Caitanya in name only, but you don't believe in these conceptions yet. You don't believe in that these conceptions of Lord Caitanya being taught here, this postgraduate course, is because of an experienced devotee experiencing real devotional mellows. See? You think Narayan Raj and the Radhakund Babajis, you know, which devotees have left here, including myself, to check it out. You know, you know, that's the real thing. See, and because of that, you don't believe this word. You don't believe in the real conception of Lord Caitanya. You don't believe in the real mercy of Lord Caitanya that Narayan Raj didn't preach. He said the real mercy of Lord Caitanya was fastings and was strict discipline to chant 1 lakh a day to get the mercy of the Lord Caitanya. to follow the rules and regulations strictly to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, to attain Krishna. The best you'll do out of that is to attain this in this life. Here, 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 here. That's the best you'll do. See? And that means you have a desire. That means that you're not satisfied with those rituals and with those fastings and with those renunciations. It's not satisfying enough. You really want Krishna. See, you really developed a desire for Krishna. See, Bhagavad Gita. Oh, if you can't love me like devotees here love Krishna, if you cannot love Krishna like you see Lalita Ganga and Johan and others, Govinda, love Krishna and their guru and the real Vaishnava, you can't worship like that, go out there and follow Narayan Raj's rules. Go out, follow ISKCON rules. Go go follow the any rules of religion for 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, 5 lifetimes, whatever it takes to meet people like this. Meet a real associate of Lord. See? And then you get the real Krishna. You get the real conception of Krishna as it is. No speculation, no nonsense, no bullshit. Frankly, you get by everything in the scriptures manifests by the mercy of Krishna and your desire for Krishna. You get a real guru deliverer like that who delivers you in this life. And by the mercy of that guru, when you come into their association and you believe like Sarvabhauma, like Maharaj Pratapuja, hey, you are the most learned. I've listened to you. I see your experience of real bhakti, man. You are the most learned. When you can say this to your guru, man, and if he's genuine, you are the most learned and experienced devotee. You are the most learned about Krishna and the most experienced of devotional relationship, then the Narayan Raj, then the Gaudiya Samiti gurus now, and these ISKCON gurus. You're the more learned than all of them. You're more ecstatic than all of them. You're more truthful than all. You're more spiritually empowered than all of them. Okay, now we talk deliverance. Are you ready for that? Come here. No artificial, no blindly believing this. This is not a material cult. This is a spiritual cultivation of real pure bhakti. Are you ready for that? Well, come here if you are. One-way trip, man. You're not coming back. Already, you could see people, they ain't coming back. Lalita is not coming back. Johan's not coming back. You don't see them changing, do you? You don't see them going back to the world, do you? You don't see Govinda going back. You see Janaki changing her mind? This is the kind of stature devoted. Look at Amy. You see her changing her mind about this? Or everybody just loving this more and more and more, including yours truly. I also like this. I also thank you. Thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to deliver the world with the conception that you give me. That convinces even me, because I see it in the book. And I see it manifest. I see what you're doing in the Lalita Gangas and the Govindas and the Janakis and the Johans and the Francises and and the Radhes and all of you guys out there, the Christinas. Forgive me if I don't remember all your names right now at this moment. That's what convinces me. That makes me solid in this preaching. How can I not be? How can I even have any doubt? I mean, I've seen this enough, and this is an opportunity for you guys to see this enough, to see what's here. To be like this in Maya. How can Maya touch somebody? Maya's a pipsqueak when you are in faith, in truth, in the real life of the Lord. And bolstered by the Lord's presence in you, living in you. How could Maya? She has no chance. She wouldn't dare. She pays obeisances to those devotees. She goes and says, oh, let's see, do I have any of my followers who are ready for this? And she'll bring them I noticed Shiva would send devotees here. Shiva, he's got some sincere followers, you know, and I think they're ready for this. They come. Send them here. And we got a great devotee family. Isn't that amazing? Wow, what a spiritual family here. This is unbelievable. Yeah. See, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returns, I wish to see him just once in order to make my eyes perfect. Okay? Your eyes are perfect, even seeing a devotee who carries the Lord in their heart. Just to see the devotees, much less hear from them. You make your ears perfect, hearing the glorification of the as it is Lord Caitanya, as it is Radha and Krishna, as it is real bhakti, man. You know? As it is real bliss, to see that bliss on a devotee, man. Your eyes are getting purified, your ears are getting purified hearing. This is the most auspicious thing you can do in your whole friggin' life, man. Just to hear one talk and see a devotee in ecstasy or speaking to you real transcendental knowledge. If you get one meeting of that, is better than a whole lifetime of empty, useless activities. You know, with your families, your friends, your temporary family, they all leave you at death, if not in life, by divorce. They change their mind about you and leave. What kind of love is that, man? Or what kind of love leaves you at even death? No, that ain't true love. True love is stays with you in life and death of this body. That's what it was for me. All I needed to do was meet God in the form of his book. The Bible even was enough to bring me into communion again. All I needed to do was meet God again in this form of his book, of Prabhupada's wonderful, glorious books, glorifying the absolute truth so nicely. Yeah, 500 years. God was here 550 years ago and teaching us how to be the furthest understanding of how to be a devotee. Him and his associates, his most intimate associates, came and ascertained, wrote these wonderful devotional scriptures about what it is to be a devotee and what the symptoms are and how to access it quickly. And all you need to do is hear it from a real empowered devotee, empowered by the spiritual potency. Boom, you start to understand it. Otherwise, you get this book, these books, and you got people interpreting it according to their fantasies and speculations about Radha and Krishna. And therefore, it doesn't do much. It's not strong enough to deliver you. Deliverance is, when deliverance is here, you'll see devotees. They'll get this communicated from the heart of a real spiritual master and associate of Lord Caitanya into their hearts. Now we talk deliverance. That's what you see here. Come look, everybody, anybody new. But you see, that's why I pay these gurus like straw to. They're like straw to me. You don't interested in this? This is the most important thing going on this planet. How can you say? Well, it is. Unless you're doing this and delivering people, causing them to become ecstatic by your preaching and by your chanting, then you haven't found the most important activity in this whole universe, much less this planet. To the Lord, it's only deliverance is the only important thing in this world, other than relishing this relationship with God. That's why, 2 reasons he came. That's why you gurus are straw to me until I start seeing that you really want Krishna. What is this, man? You don't want Krishna? Krishna's here, living in the hearts of many devotees here. Active. He's active. He's not just passive, looking at everything like the super soul. He's activated. He's activated here. And you don't care about this? You're straw. The best thing is your disciples. See, that's like straw compared to reality. Why are you following straw men? Yeah, it's like they do in the world. What do they call it? They made a straw man. Straw made a straw. It's not really you. You're worshiping straw gurus, man. There's straws. Can't drink anything. There's clogged up straws, you know. Yeah, they're not hollowed out, man. You're supposed to drink through the guru, right? Like you do. That's it. Oh, you're chanting the holy name in ecstasy. Oh, it's like we're getting that. And if your gurus were like that, you would be juiced up too. You'd be drinking the ecstasy, but you don't. See, that's what I say. You're like straw, man. Clogged up straws. Come over here. We'll unclog you. Come on, some of you old farts out there. You know, you're old farts, man. Getting pretty old out there, man, you know. 50 years with Prabhupada, still you don't understand Chaitanya Leela. You don't even understand Bhagavad Gita from what I can see. See, you know what understanding Bhagavad Gita is? Much less all these other scriptures is. Oh, well, look, God is working over there in this Sangha of Lord Chaitanya's amazing grace place over there. Let's go over there. Let's go over there and get God, man. Let's go get darshan of the true Lord. Now, that's knowledge, man. That's understanding. And they ain't got it. None of them. So therefore, this is just like, doesn't bother, you know. Just, don't say Gohar is offensive. Offensive to what? Offensive to what? It's not even real yet. Not even alive. It's like taking this toilet paper and saying, and I go like this. Oh, Gohar, you're offensive to the toilet paper. I'll do it some more. It's just toilet paper. It ain't alive yet, man. That's people without the life of God in them, awakened. That's the best thing I can do. Hey, let me do it some more. What are you doing? You're offensive to a pure toilet paper. Just toilet paper, man. Just mundane identification with false ego. It ain't real. It's like, you know, Shiva Daksha stuff, you know? Shiva says, I ain't standing up for Daksha. He identifies with a false ego. It ain't real. And these millions of days, oh, Shiva, why aren't you standing up for Daksha? Well, why should I stand up for a false ego? It ain't real, man. It's a piece of straw to him. It's like these gurus. You identify with a false ego, you're a piece of straw to me. If you don't, you will laugh at my preaching. You'll think, my God, this guy really knows something. But they don't. They can't. Not even one can laugh at that. They'd have to have the holy laughter to do that. You get the drift out there? You know what I'm talking about? If you do, you're lucky. If you don't, stay around for a while. You'll see what I'm saying. You'll be fearless. You won't let why should you be afraid of illusion when you know the truth? The truth will set you free. I don't have any faith in anybody who hasn't realized Krishna. Well, you can't do anything for me. You know, not spiritually. These gurus can't add anything to me. If you haven't realized Krishna, you can't add it. My disciples add to me more than they do. Much more. 100 times more. 1,000 times more. See? You become like the Supreme Lord. How? Well, I'm dependent on the truth. Truth has set me. I'm dependent on ecstatic worship. I'm dependent on the conclusions that come from ecstatic worship. See? I'm dependent on that true Lord, true conception, true ecstatic love. And if you're not like that, Well, we can add to you if you're interested. If not, go do your guru trips out there, man. Go get your little disciples going, oh, good, they give me mercy that you can't give them. Just continue the sham. Continue the show bottle. The show in the bottle. Nobody, you got to go in through the neck. You got to go in through this word, man, the neck. You want to get in the bottle? You want to get into Vrindavan, man? Otherwise, you're just going to be on the outside there. You got to go in through the neck of a real devotee. It's all about it. Always been about that. Always will be about that. When deliverance here, deliverance is here. This is its style. See, this is called divine intervention. If this preaching wasn't here, there'd be no chance for their disciples or them to get through this, because they all think they're in doing purebhakti.com. But no pure bhakti is coming. They're thinking they're in crying schools for Gaur Govinda and they're going back to Godhead, but there's no crying going on. This is the only place where you see the word and the deed going on. The deed is the ecstatic worship, and the word is the word that comes from that ecstatic bliss that you see every day. You see the ecstatic bliss and you see the wonderful ecstatic word. See? That's why you just see one day of this is better than a whole lifetime of empty rituals or empty living dedicated to your mothers and fathers and your sons and daughters and your gold and your buildings and your big responsibilities in this world and your projects and your dreams and your hopes. Just one day here is worth all your whole lifetime of that. Because you got one glimpse of reality. You heard the vibration of something real instead of the vibrations of the mayas from every direction in every place. In this whole universe is maya. You could be the wisest philosopher and everything, but even just a retard who comes here and hears this vibration and sees this ecstatic worship and hears this word, these words of real life, is better off than all your philosophizing, all your big reputation as Socrates and Plato and everything. That retard who comes here gets more benefit than you do. Can you imagine something being like that? Well, you can't, because it's got to be the truth that is like that. Hey, the truth is like that. Not some imagination, because they can't even imagine. They think, oh no, I don't need to go see a real devotee. I don't see that's really even important. These gurus don't even think what I say is even important. So what is that to me? You guys stay here around long enough, you'll say the same thing. What is that to me? They don't even care in reality. I only care about people who care about what's real eternally, not some false reputation as a big guru or big name or big, reputation. And then the body dies and you lose it all. And don't care about people like that. But I do care because I try to help them. But I don't care about that adding to anything. I'm glad I came here, River, and Govinda gave and trying to get me here for a while. Yeah. So it's good. Keep coming, you'll see more and more. You wake up. People are in a dream. They've been bitten by the snake of Maya. Prabhupada talks about that in Nectar Devotion. You got to hear regularly. And you start waking up out of the dream or out of the hypnosis or the snake bite, whatever you want to think about it. It's basically you're waking up. You're starting to find out who you are and what you are really, really forever. Because you're not this material body. You're not a material, emotional attachment to this lifeless worldly stuff. Your spiritual attachment to the eternal truth, not the temporary truth. This is true for a lifetime at max. I love my money just for a lifetime and then it's gone. I love my wife just for a lifetime max and it's gone. I love my child till they grow up, until they're gone. And then you get a whole new set of monies and peoples and families and friends, and this goes on and on and on and on. Up from being a bug. Bugs have families too, don't they? Bug has a family. Worms have families. They, produce offspring, I guess. Birds have families, sit on their little eggs. You can go through that up and down, and demigods have their families. And they all leave them because they're not that, man. The Lord, that's the teaching. You can get that teaching here, man. Here, the Lord never leaves the devotees, never leaves me. I call him and he comes. Isn't that amazing to have a God like that? I might get a little busy with this and that in this world, then I call him and he comes. Radha comes. Krishna comes, and I'm happy. Keep them in focus. That's what he comes here regularly. You'll keep the truth in focus. You'll keep reality in focus. Otherwise, Maya, especially when you're weakened by her. Most people are. She'll keep her in focus. She'll refocus you back into illusion. All of a sudden, oh yeah, this is so important. Oh, my kids, oh, I gotta get totally into that. Oh, my job, oh, I'm going totally into that. Forget about sadhu sangha. It's not very important. That's what she does. When you're weak, you're like that. Hey, this is the bug out plan. You gotta have, this is our bug out bag,
A Vaisnava travels to place.
See, after saying this, the king became very anxious for their Lord's return. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then went to Kashi Mishra to convey the king's desire. And that's, see, again, comes back to the devotee. Always back to the devotee. You'll never give a crap about the Lord coming back to you until you meet a devotee who cares about the Lord coming back to them. Where you see that is their real desire, that the Lord comes back to them. And they call with ardent fervor the Lord to come. They'll never get that desire. That's the whole thing. That's Bhagavad Gita, man. Follow those rules, you Narayan Raj devotees, you ISKCON devotees, you Radhakund. You follow those rules until you follow that verse and understand the verse, until you develop a desire to attain the Lord. Because then he'll send you to a devotee who really desires the transcendental Lord. And that transcendental Lord comes, and you get to see what that looks like. You find the real father and spiritual father and mother that you've been looking for with all these gurus who haven't been able to show it to you, or just wouldn't show it. Wasn't time to show it. Prabhupada could show it. He showed it a few times, but people didn't get it really clear. Oh boy, do we clarify on his order at these things. You can watch a video of these devotees who came in when Prabhupada was chanting ecstasy, and they became ecstatic. Prabhupada was crying, they started crying, and then they left, and they probably never came back into the room again. They didn't know its value. They didn't know its importance, and Prabhupada didn't have time to teach that. It wasn't his thing. He just did his mission, build those temples, work for Krishna. I take that experience and make it clear why that you should just keep going in there. If you would have kept going in, you would have been a pure devotee like Lalita Ganga and all that stuff. But the guy died mundane. He's on his deathbed. Oh yeah, I had that experience. It was wonderful. One instead of daily. That's why we teach. Oh, you see ecstatic devotees, keep seeing them, keep watching them, keep viewing that. It's the best movie you'll ever be able to see in this world. Until that starts to awaken in your heart. And then you'll show others that movie. The only movie that never ends. You know? These other movies, they all have a beginning and an end, and then they're finished. You got to see another movie that has a beginning and an end, and another movie. Here you can watch the same movie every day. Well, let's go watch the ecstatic chanting every day. Let's go hear the class every day, talking about sometimes the same verses. They're only bored to those who can't taste this Krishna potency. So you tell they're not real devotees yet. You know, they're not this type. They got to get hollowed out a little bit more, purified. So the king replied, Kashi Mishra's house is exactly what you require. So after saying this, the king became very anxious for the Lord to return. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then went to Kashi Mishra's house to convey the king's desire. When Kashi Mishra heard the proposal, he said, I am very fortunate that Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord of all Prabhus, will stay at my home. See, and that becomes, when this is the thing, when devotion begins to manifest in your heart, real intelligent people, real pious people will want you to stay in their home. Because you stay close to the devotee. That's only for their benefit, man. They really, you help the devotee, right? But they're close to you, and they get experiences. When people invite me and everything, they tell me, "Wow, this has really changed my life." And everything. Of course, because the devotees carry the Lord in their heart. It helps increase their chanting. I remember I went to Noodle's house, Noodles and Pani house, and Noodle said, I don't like my chanting. I don't like my voice and everything. I chanted with her a little bit, on Sankirtan. We went out. She says, wow, now I like to chant. See, that's a big thing. Then she started having spiritual experiences. Telling, wow, this appeared and all these things appeared. Why? Because of the association of real devotees. It accelerates your spiritual advancement. Why wouldn't you do that? That's why these are slow pokes, man. They're poking along slowly. These gurus are just poking along slowly. Their followers poking along slowly until they come here. All of a sudden, look at you guys. Look at Johan. Look at Janaki. They read the books for 40 years, 25 years. And now, oh boy, they really can relish them more. Oh, they can really taste these talks. They're really realizing something very deep. Oh, ecstatic emotion is beginning to awaken in them. And they like it. And they're not going to leave it. Why would you? This is the best thing on earth. This is the best thing in the universe, actually. Oh, if these kind of mellows that are going on here in this Sangha are not manifest in Brahma Loka, here in the material universe, this is a better place to be. Or any of the heavenly planets with all their subtle and sense enjoyments. And 7 virgins for the Muslims. There where they can have unlimited sexual whatever they do. This is better. Because on earth this is going on. Here we're communicating the real Vrindavan. Here on this planet. The real conception of the absolute truth. Yeah, here's the rocket science for those who are not rocket scientists. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You'll just come here and you'll learn the rocket science. You'll be like a rocket going right into the spiritual world. Isn't that amazing? Look at this, Janaki. How many years she's been listening? She says, my ear has not left this preaching since the first word I heard it here. And she was studying Prabhupada's book sincerely for 40 years. That's pretty amazing. What a testimony that is. Anybody listening out there? Ask Johan as he left this. He was studying Prabhupada's books for 25 years. I just keep seeing him show up here every day, usually. He used to set his schedule. You know, I was in India and he would set his clock, you know, the time I'd give class because he wanted to hear it live. Now no wonder he's so ecstatic. Krishna sees that. Whoa, this person's even adjusting his sleep schedule just to be with this word, my word, through my real devotee. Yeah, chanted 16 rounds faithfully for 40 years. Unbelievable. No wonder Krishna gave you this, huh? Yeah, look, we got another 40-year veteran here. Frubel, or Eva. See, please arrange our meeting with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is only by your mercy that we can attain the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. So am I repeating? I'm just repeating what the verses are repeating. See, only by your mercy, only by the mercy of a real devotee has real devotion. See? Can we attain the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord? What's the shelter? It means you chant Hare Krishna and ecstatic tears and love manifests in your temple. The Lord awakens in your heart, man. Tears are pouring out of your eyes and you're laughing like a madman or woman. And you're realizing the real deeper truths. Well, is that in the Narayan Raj Sangha? I only mention this to help them, you know. They think, wow, you just want to show you're better? Well, of course this is better. I just want to show you that it's better because and I want to prove you it's better because if you don't see that this is better to realize Krishna, to laugh and cry in ecstasy of chanting Krishna's name, then you're gonna die without this grace here. I gotta prove to you this is better. Do you get it? This is not like this, well, I gotta show you this is better and it's not better. I got to show you this is better because it's better. It's truthful. It's real. It's honest. Okay? Everybody in the world, this false ego's there. I went through this. Each guru I went to, they said they were better than the other one, but they weren't. Not really. Not to this kind of standard. You go to Narayan Maharaj, hey, I'm better than, he may have said, no, I'm still humble. He won't say that, but he said it. Directly or indirect, doesn't matter. Well, I'm definitely better than Tamal Krishna. And then the Radhakund Baba said, well, we're definitely better than Tamal Krishna and Narayan Maharaj. We're definitely, because that's not the real disciplic line. See, always better, but none of them were perfectly better. Perfectly better is real devotion, man. Real understanding coming from devotion. Conclusive as the scriptures act as they really are. Now that's better. And that's here. So I'm going to prove to all of you that this is better. This is the better of the best. Because there's real bhakti here. Can you imagine how many people would get into the kingdom of God in this life, into real Vrindavan in this life, if they saw that this was actually, truly, genuinely, honestly better? Ooh, too loud. I get a little excited sometimes. Truth is exciting, man. It's very enlivening, electrifying. See, current. See, current. Where is the current? Where is the current spiritual master? Where is the current acharya? Because if you get the current acharya genuinely and they're giving you the confidential truth, you're going to get the current, man. You're going to get the ecstatic current. That is the ultimate, life's ultimate goal is love of Godhead. That's the ecstatic current of devotion. See, it is only by your mercy. See, your mercy, Sarvabhauma was an ecstatic recipient of the Lord's transcendental mercy. He had love of Krishna. He was conclusive. He knew bhakti was the end all and be all. Devotion to the Lord was the most important thing. He knew that. And Mars Prabhu says, only by your mercy can we get the shelter, the lotus feet of the Lord. The lotus feet of the Lord is his walking over the planet, leaving his name before the world, leaving his pastimes recorded before the world. See? And the shelter is not purebhakti.com without the pure bhakti. That's not it yet. This is it. purebhakti.com. That's coming to you in experience. You are now an experienced devotee of pure bhakti. Now you go, there you go. People should come to your webpage. See, that's the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. The shelter, those pastimes of chanting them with gusto, with enthusiasm, with loving ecstasy, with bliss and conclusive understanding. There you go, man. That's the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. Are you hearing from some person like that? Are you getting the result? Are you feeling like Maharaj Parikshit? My God, I found the real spiritual master of the world, man. His words are delivering me real ecstasy and real bliss by listening to these words. Are you feeling like that? Well, that's the real guru, man. If you got to become like Maharaj Parikshit, not Maharaj Parikshit, like him. You have to be sitting before a real empowered devotee, preaching, teaching, sharing ecstatic truth and ecstasy. The real thing from the spiritual world, beyond all the coverings of its human. See, that's the sheltered lotus feet of the Lord. And that's why it says you got to follow this path. You got to find a devotee in some lifetime like that, who's telling you these conclusions. And they could not just like Prabhupada or Bhaktisiddhanta, they know these conclusions and they just maybe put it in their books for the future. Store it there. You need somebody like that, like them. And they preach it to you through the word. The word of God, man, that comes to you, the vibration hollows you out. Good. Yeah. The Bhattacharya replied to the people, tomorrow the Lord will be at the house of Kashi Mishra. I shall arrange for you all to meet him. See, the devotee makes the arrangements for that. See, what do? How do we make the arrangement? We make the arrangement every day. The devotee makes the arrangement. I get here every day, usually without fail, to make the arrangement that we all get the darshan of the Lord. I also want the darshan. I also want to call the Lord so that he can come and manifest in our hearts so that we can become happy and progressive and progressed in our spiritual life. Yeah. See, we all come together and the speaker is uplifted and the hearers are uplifted and we're all little happy campers. We come and camp out. This is just a little sleepover where we're doing it awake. Everybody's sleeping and we're awake here early in the morning. That's why if you missed the live, watch the replay. See, the next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived and went with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya with great enthusiasm to see the temple of the Lord Jagannath. See, are you with great enthusiasm? Are you at that point? You come here and gradually you'll get that. You'll, with great enthusiasm, you'll want to come to see the temple of the Lord. That's the devotees here. That's why you see not only my classes are people watching devotees here. You're watching Lalita. You go there to Johan, Lalita, and you're getting to see darshan of the temple. See, there the temple, and the Lord is manifest in that temple. Why? How do you know? Well, look at the signs. If the Lord is really manifesting in reality, he's not dormant. He's not just like the super soul, unmanifest. No, he's manifest, man. He wants to show he wants to show you what he's really like, his deeper nature, his real nature, his ecstatic nature. This is unprecedented to see this. His real knowledge you're going to get through those kinds of devotees who worship the Lord like Bhagavad Gita 10:10 in ecstatic devotion. See, you come long enough, you'll develop that enthusiasm. You'll want to come and see that because you feel all your problems go down the drain. All those material people you looked at and associated with and talked to that's made you miserable during the day, go away. See? And you become spiritually progressed more and more. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then showed Kashi Mishra his four-armed form. Then accepting for him for his service, the Lord embraced him. See? So Lord may not show you a four-hand form and all that stuff. Not like visually. But he appears in your heart. That's the embrace. You get the embrace, the realization. God appears in your heart. And then that's the embrace. That's closeness. You get to actually feel what transcendental bliss is. You become so, you embrace it and the Lord embraces you. So you're embraced with each other's arms. You see the embrace. You're embraced like that. You notice those pictures? Those pictures of Krishna embracing the cowherd boys or the gopis, embrace. That becomes you. It must become you. If you're not getting the embrace of the Lord, the true embrace, what it really is and who he really is, and being embraced by the real Lord, you don't know the Lord. You do not know reality yet. You haven't experienced, you're not an experienced devotee of the devotional potency of the true Lord, the eternal Lord. People I've seen are embracing other things, other energies within this universe, celestial even. They're embracing that and they're saying, this is God. Well, it's God to them, not to me, not the real God, the true God. The eternal Lord is my true Lord, not his temporary manifestations. Why do I want to be embraced by that stuff? Why do I want to embrace that? Why do I want to embrace Brahman? I want to embrace the conclusive understanding of the Lord, the Bhagavan feature. I want to embrace his name to the point of tears. I want to embrace his pastimes to the point of bliss and ecstasy. What about you out there? That's what they're meant to, uplift our consciousness, man. If you're not with somebody uplifting your consciousness, what is the point? A lot of people get uplifted in different ways in the world. You know, you go to Tony Robbins, people feel an upliftment. But what kind of upliftment? See, this is a very specialized upliftment. This is a spiritual upliftment. See, this is a heart unlifted, lifted up to the spiritual plane, very unique. This is permanent. Tony Robbins stuff, yeah, you got to keep going back to those things. Well, you got to keep coming back to these things too, for at least for a long time. It may forever, actually. But this goes on into the next life. That other stuff is pretty much gone because it's all about the body. You know, if you notice, you go and listen to what people are, what are they preaching? You know, become successful in business. See, it's always the opulences that attracts people. See? Here, this is a tougher sell at first. See, because we're you know what we're doing? We're trying to sell something that's inconceivable, imperceptible, unattainable. Now that is a tough sell. You got to be really empowered to sell this, because everybody else is selling something tangible. Oh, come here, come to this Krishna movement, and we'll get you a good wife. We'll make you temple president. We'll make you guru. We'll make you sannyas and keep you going there for a while. It's all temporary stuff. You come here, what do you get? Nothing but pure bhakti. Nothing but understanding. Nothing but spiritual enlightenment when you're getting purified. Nothing but purification, which is sometimes you wonder, oh, do I want this? Because things are burning up in my body. I don't know, man. Do I want to let this go yet? See? That's right. Unattainable, but receivable. There you go. That's right. So anyway, we're here. This is our contribution to humanity. You know, this is our contribution to ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Smriti. It really is a contribution to them. They may not see it like that at first because of attachment to things that are not so real. This is how we see. We got to create a friction. How you do that? Well, you got the illusion and you got the truth. See, the truth is rubbing the illusion, man. Rubbing against it. So, but what's going to win? Oh, truth, because the truth is the real thing. It dissolves the illusion, swallows it up. So on that, I think we're going to take a break. Thank you very much, everybody. And we'll be back. Steady 16 people. It's nice. That shows you. You know, more people coming, more people getting purified, seeing its value, this value. It just takes time because, you know, this is the deepest thing. Took me 25 years, 20 years of preaching before people started coming steady. Thank you, Jiddu, for coming.